For the practice session for this, I decided to use designer ears from Exploratorium. I would first present my students with pictures of animal ears and have them come up with questions based on these images. I would present them with why do animal ears look different than yours, and what would life be like if our ears were shaped differently? We would identify the problem as designing better outer ears for ourselves. I decided to specifically explore bat ears. I went on to three resources that my students are familiar with to do my research: Epic, Wonderopolis, and BrainPop Jr. I used the image from Epic in order to design my very own bat ear. I decided to use paper, scissors, and tape in order to create my bat ear, but I also listed other materials that I think would be useful for students to use. I also used a tone generator. I used an online one, but I do have one at school that students would be able to use as well. I decided to create my bat ears and then try them out on the other side of the walls where my computer was, and then I stood there with the bat ears and my human ears to test it out. During the first session I tried it out, I kept the volume at a constant 75%, and I determined whether or not I could hear it with my human ears and my bat ears based on the frequency. Since that didn't really show how much better I could hear with the bat ears, I wanted to make it better by asking the question, what is the lowest volume percentage in which the frequency can still be heard? As you can see, I can hear using the bat ears at a lower percentage than I could with the human ears. For the STEM practices, I feel the science and engineering components are all implemented throughout this experiment. They started off with asking a question, finding a problem, creating a solution to that by creating their own animal ears. I would go in to have them compare each of their ears with each other to see which ear was the most successful with hearing, and then look into why the animal has that particular ear and what it helps them to do in order to survive. The technology that was implemented were the three resources they are familiar with to do their research, and also new technologies of designing their own ear. Their ear is a piece of technology as they are creating it, and also the sound generator, because they would be able to have access to that online as well. We could also connect this with hearing aids and how that helps people with low hearing. For mathematics, we are able to use a table and use the sound generator appropriately, along with attending to precision as we are recording the percentages, making sure we weren't changing two variables at once. For the STEM career, I connected it with a Pennsylvania Game Commission biologist. I had a friend who joined a team a few years back, and he did the bat counts and live trapping. I found out that they do this in order to see how the bat population is increasing or decreasing. In this case, they're looking at the Indiana bat population, which has been affected by the white nose disease and killing off a lot of the population, making them become endangered. They brand and recapture to see how the bats are doing. They locate the maternity colonies where the mothers and pups are, and then they end up protecting those roosts where they find the colonies at. The reason I chose the PGC biologists was because they actually have a call to action for citizens. It's called the Appalachian Bat Count, where people can go out in June and check out a maternity colony, count how many bats are coming out, and then go back later in the summer to see if the number has increased or decreased. Thank you.